How's it going, everyone? Today's video we're going to be looking at the Goblin Diplomacy quest. Now the length of this quest is fairly short, but you do have to fight a decently tough foe depending on your gear level. Now if you've already made it to bronze equipment, this fight should be very easy for you, but if you're still using something like stone or bone, it could be a little bit more of a challenge. And the only prerequisite of this quest is going to be to have 20 woodcutting, as you need the ability to do chop thorny vines. Alright, so first up, we're going to head over to this area right here on this mini-map. It's an area that is completely surrounded by water in the east side of Bramble Mead Village. Just a little bit of a warning here, this area is completely overrun with goblins, so be prepared to do a little bit of fighting. Now I went from the north side and fought my way across, and there is a broken bridge which you can wind step over, or you can simply walk through the water, whatever you choose. But once you're on the island, just keep fighting the enemies and making your way to the center structure. After that, we're simply going to go down the stairs and you should see the thorny vines that you can cut down. Once cut down, simply just open the small chest to obtain the Bandosian Amulet. This is where you should also see that the Goblin Diplomacy quest has now started. You will then be told that you need to find somebody that can help identify the amulet. So what we need to do next is head north in this area where you're going to find Zanik. So after a small run up here, you should see a tent and Zanik standing right next to it where you can actually speak to her about the amulet. She will then tell you that the amulet you found is actually only one half and you need to find the second missing piece. So from where Zanik's camp is, all we need to do is actually go down the cliff here. I will mark it on this mini map right here is where we're going to be heading. And you're just going to see some more ruins and goblins running around. Now, you can avoid most of the goblins in this area if you like, but you're looking for the caged goblin. Once located, simply speak to the goblin and they're going to tell you that a beastman has actually taken the second half of the amulet. So now that we know who took the second half, we're actually going to need to venture into the swamp. Now, the best way to do this is going to the east entrance of the swamp and then simply walking along the edge of the cliffs themselves until you locate the cave base. But I will show it here on the map. This is the area that you're actually looking for, as it will be where the cave is kind of cut into the cliff. Now this is the small disclaimer here, this is going to be the little bit of a tougher fight than those goblins that you fought previously, and just be aware that this druid can actually poison you in the fight. Now for the fight itself can be done in a couple different ways. Like I said previously, if you have some higher tiered weapons, you can probably burn down the druid pretty quickly. But if you're not as geared, you can actually hit the druid a few times and then simply run out of the cave. This will force him to reset back to where he spawns, and you will not take much damage, and you can just kind of rinse and repeat by going in and out of the cave, hitting him a few times. Once the druid has been defeated, you should automatically obtain the second half of the amulet. From here, all we have to do is make our way back out of the swamp going the same way you came in. Then we're just going to actually head over back to Zanik's camp, who's going to thank you for turning into the amulets and complete out the quest. And that's all there is to the quest. You will get a reward of a Goblin War Banner Cape, and as you can see here, it has +2 melee damage, +2 range defense, and +2 magic defense. And that's all there is to this quest, so hopefully this guide helped you out, and if it did, think about giving the video a like, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.